A man who is absolutely ready for the stress of football is defensive coordinator Iliasa Tuiaki. He's back with us in Studio B. So great to have you here, Coach, in person. Can't say it enough with Tom and Kalani and those guys. This is a kind of feels like a new experience for us to have you back in studio.
I've missed you too.
Have you really? It was weird though last year, right? Obviously everything was weird, but we did all our interviews remotely outside of Spencer and I on the field sometimes after games, but it just feels like we're kind of back to normal, which is a good thing.
Yeah, that's a great thing. I'm excited to be back.
All right, let's take the wide-angle lens on this 2021 BYU football defense. What is the strength of the defenders that you bring back in 2021?
The backers. The backers. We've got Peyton Wilgar, Keenan Peely, Max Tooley are the guys that really stick out, and there's obviously a lot of other guys that are contributing, but those players when they're on the field are big difference makers.
I've never questioned the depth or skill of the linebackers ever at BYU. It's a position that seems to be loaded every year. Do you find that while it's not easy, maybe it's easier to recruit a certain position like linebackers at BYU where you can get really good players consistently?
I think so. I think so. I think there's just certain body types that Mormon people have.
Brady Papinga has brought this up.
They're O-linemen and they're backers.
He said the mountain region produces O-linemen, backers, and tight ends.
Exactly.
That's funny. Oh, okay. Let's talk about this depth chart, by the way.
It's a loaded depth chart.
I'm seeing a lot of dudes, which is very exciting. This is the post-spring depth chart. Okay, there's a few positions on here. Different packages. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah. There's different packages. You've got we're
rovers, Cinco, nickel, dime.
A lot of people ask us, U3-4 or 4-3. It's really an outdated question. And nowadays in today's football, everyone's pretty multiple, and it all really just depends on what the offense is doing. Everything is offensive driven, and so you've got to make sure that your defense is sound against whoever you're playing or whatever they're doing. And you have one package, okay, two package starts to get a little bit confusing, and then now you have multiple packages where you're doing a bunch of different things, and guys are moving around. You've got to have all these different names in order to make sure that they're not crossing over in their minds the way that they're remembering certain packages.
I just want to know what the Frodo position is.
Ben Bywater or Drew Jensen. Frodo.
We going to Mordor or what?
Who's the Lord of the Rings fan, by the way, that chose Frodo?
Scheme, easy, right?
All right.
The hardest part about just defense or even offense is coming up with what you're going to call it. I mean, we sit there.
That's the hardest part.
We'll sit there and be like, okay, it's got to be an F or a B word because it's a field or boundary, or it's got to be a this or this, got to be a this or this. And then we start pulling up synonyms and just kind of like looking at things, like, oh, I like that. I really don't like that. And, just, I don't know how we come up with these. Just eventually it comes down to just, okay, all right, we all agree. Raise your hand. You guys all like Frodo.
Who chose Frodo?
I can't even remember the story behind that one.
What about Joker?
The Joker is a 3-4 package Jack. So it's basically Jack's cousin. So anything that starts with a J, the Jack normally came from the boundary, and it's that's.
Hey, Jack Nicholson played the Joker. There's a tie-in right there. There's a natural tie-in.
I like that. So when we talk about Cinco and nickel, nickel meaning the fifth defensive back, Cinco meaning 5, obviously in Spanish. That's a different package, but something similar. Josh Wilson's there. He's a backer, but Hanneman's in there. He's a safety. Yeah. So it just kind of depends?
Yeah, it depends on what we're doing and how we're doing things. And so the Cinco and the nickel, sometimes it correlates to a 3 down front or 4 down front. Is it 3 D-tackle bodies? Or are you playing like a 4-0-4? Or are you playing a 5-0-5? And there's so many things that just go into that. And so that's how those guys are identified. And is it a nickel? Is it a nickel back? Is it a nickel that basically is like
Did you just say corner? Nickelback?
Yeah.
Did you like Nickelback?
Oh,
back in the day?
I don't know what that is.
The band Nickelback?
I'm glad you don't know.
Nickelback.
Look at this photograph.
Don't do that for the rest of us.
You don't know who Nickelback is?
I probably know their songs.
That's a blessing.
I'll probably know their songs.
It's a good thing. I'm like shocked but kind of happy you don't know.
Anyways, we'll chat later about Nickelback.
All right.
That was media day. We started talking about Nickelback.
Recover. Okay. What's the biggest question mark you have on the defensive side? You like the linebackers, obviously. What's the biggest question mark?
Like all the groups, I mean, love our team. I think we have a really good team. We're young. There's not as much experience on this team as there was last year, obviously, with all those guys leaving. But there's always going to be a new storyline. Somebody, you know, like your Tyler Batty, who all of a sudden came in and just was immediately a guy. I mean, there are going to be guys that stick out. Love the corner group. I think it might be one of the more, in all the years that we've been here, it'll probably be the most talented corner group that we've had. Just a lot of length, a lot of speed, not as much game experience. And so we'll have to see what happens. Micah
Harper was the freshman who played the most on defense. He's come back from a knee injury. Is he expected to play much, maybe at the end of the year? What's
it really just, yeah, we're going to be really careful with him. It really just depends on his progress. But he's a guy that we've already kind of slotted to move to safety. And so, you know, he may be the new whatever the next guy we name that plays a little bit of safety and moves to corner the same way we did with Diane and Troy.
Just don't infringe on Ben Bywater's Frodo position, okay? Who's going to make an impact besides Tyler Batty on the defensive line?
We bring Lopa Leatawa back from COVID year, and he's one of the few seniors that decided to come back because he just wasn't healthy the whole year. But
broke his leg in fall camp.
Broke his leg in fall camp, and came back and played. I don't know the last 4 or 5, but just in a you know, just in a role. But you know, he had a really good spring. Really love the way that he looks right now, and obviously, he's played for us in the past, and really confident with him, and you know, he's going to be a guy that's going to bring a lot to the table.
Lorenzo Faltea back from injury. Tyler Batty back from injury.
Caden Hawes.
Atu Naisamahe, is he?
So Nisa comes back as well, and he's going to
nose, kind of the Kairos Tonga type.
Yep, he played for us in the spring. Limited, just because we were kind of bringing him back, but he's going to be a guy that's going to be a really good player. I mean, I see Gabe Summers is another one. Earl Mariner and Gabe Summers were probably the D tackles that stuck out the most in the spring. But I mean, Caden Hawes and Nisa Mahem, those guys are really, really good players.
All right, we'll finish with the safeties. Who are your guys at safety right now?
So Chaz and Malik were the ones that were really kind of going back and forth, but it really is pretty wide open with all the other guys. I mean, we've got a lot of talent at the safety spot. And you know, we're gonna have to have a lot of those guys step up to be contributors. Did
you have a moment last year where we were like, "Whoa, we were pretty good"? Number 4 scoring defense. That's incredible.
Yeah, and you know, that's all of the credit goes to the players, but we don't talk enough about what a phenomenal offense does for the defense, and that's what really. All the years that we've been here, and this has obviously been the best offense, but it changes everything of the game. You know, where the 2 years before that, we were defending, you know, so many more run plays because we were down at the end of the games, and people were just trying to play keep away, and there was questions about sacks. Well, we're not. Nobody's really passing. Everybody's running the ball because we're not winning as much as we should, or we're behind. Then all of a sudden you flip it over and we're up by a certain amount of points, and teams, if they want to keep up, are passing more, and there's more opportunities for sacks, and it just changes everything for us. I mean, it's been awesome to have you know, A-Rod and you know, Grimy. The job that they did last year was really, really fun for us on defense.
Don't call him a joker. You can probably call him a Frodo. Definitely call him a defensive coordinator star. Iliasa Tuiaki with us on BYU Sports Nation. Thanks for hanging out, and sorry for the Nickelback.
Nickelback.
I apologize.
I'll go listen to it.
Ask Kalani, I'll tell you.